You're joking, right?
Well, I'm trying to be hopeful. I'm trying to be optimistic about that.
Well, I guess you're too young to be a little pessimistic like me. The fucking things I see out there, people are stupid. What's that for, Bronny?
100
years.
100 years. We've been at this for a century.
100 episodes.
Yeah.
That's huge, Bronny.
It's insane. 100 weeks. Well, like maybe like 101 weeks. I think we released a Patreon once.
Is that not crazy? The 100th episode. And for those of you who are the OG, we thank you. Do we not? We really thank you.
Yeah. Comment below what episode you started listening.
Yeah,
let's get some traction on this.
It's a huge milestone. Who would ever thunk?
Would have ever what?
That thought and thunk together.
Yeah, but you didn't.
I was trying to hold back a yawn and I fucked it up.
Would ever thought?
Yeah.
You didn't finish the word. That's right.
So
I would not have
crazy.
thunk or thought or thumb. I wouldn't have either. Any of them.
Wow.
We started it in the middle of COVID.
Stupid COVID.
And we started it. Why even did we start to begin with?
We know why we started because my dad died and we listened to podcasts.
But like, how did we? I remember we were sitting at the. Well, we listened to Serial, but then I remember also I was showing you. I vividly remember we were sitting at the kitchen table, right there one night eating dinner, and I was like, "You got to listen to this really funny clip from Tim Dillon's podcast." And you listened to it, and you were like, "We could do that." That's what you said, and I was like, "Yeah, of course we could." And you were like, "Why don't we?" And I was like, "But why would we?" And you were like, "It'd be fun." I was like, "Yeah, I guess it'd be fun." And then that was like kind of one of the first. That was the first conversation we had of it.
No, I thought we had a conversation before that, but it's okay.
No, well, there was a point where we talked about doing, like, having recorded conversations of ours, but an actual podcast, you were like, we could do that. We could do better than that.
I can't believe
we haven't done better than that, but
I can't believe it's 100 episodes, not including Patreon. That's a lot of episodes, a lot of time, a lot of editing.
Patreon, we've done 80 episodes.
It's a lot. Wow.
So we've had over 180 hours of recorded conversations of us. What the fuck? How do we talk about so much?
Because we're balloons. We can talk about anything. Thank you to everybody sincerely for listening and your loyalty and it's just really so nice. And for those 6 Jew listeners out there, Happy New Year.
How do you say it in Hebrew?
Lashona Tova.
Lashana Tova. Not Lashona Tava.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. But Happy New Year to everybody. And really nice that we have such a nice following and it continues to grow. And it's unbelievable. It really is unbelievable.
It's crazy to think where we were when we started.
We were in the same exact position, but yes,
no, we were sitting over there.
Were we sitting over there? You like that better?
I have a picture.
You like this better?
Which this is bad. I mean, we have to do it because we have this stone table in front of us. I feel like I'm King Arthur behind this table, but we were on that couch right there.
Originally supposed to be my office, but it ended up becoming the studio.
Well, it definitely is still your office.
And your office.
The 2 days a year that you work from home, you work from here.
My bed, for the most part.
Who needs a home office?
True.
When you have an office 7 minutes down the road, literally.
4 miles, about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, but that's okay.
Sorry.
But
7 minutes on a good day.
So thank you, everybody. Thank you. And I think we'll do 200 episodes.
I don't know.
Wow, look at you. Why?
No, I wasn't saying I don't know as in N-O. I was saying I don't know. 100 episodes is a lot. Think about how much has changed from when we started, the week before we started the podcast, to this week. Think about how my whole life, your life hasn't changed much. My whole life changed. Whole life.
Okay, but I think we 100% have to do another 100 episodes minimum because our people want it. Number one. And number two is I think at your point in your life, it's more understandable. Even if you didn't have the podcast, life would have changed. Going from like 24 to 26. Those are big life changers.
Of course. But what I'm saying is, like, I can't imagine in 100 weeks from right now.
Hey, you never got that chipped tooth fix. That chipped tooth fix.
Yeah, I chipped my tooth on the Patreon episode 2 weeks ago.
So why don't you get it fixed?
The mic, I was so passionate about the conversation. And if you want to hear the conversation, you can join patreon.com/daddyissuespod. I was so passionate about the conversation that the mic slammed into my mouth and chipped my tooth.
So go get it fixed.
Yeah.
Go to Steve.
I will.
Take 2 seconds.
What was I saying?
You were saying
like 100 weeks from right now, my whole life is going to be good. So that's 2 years. 2 years from now, my whole life will be.
Where do you think you'll be in law school? It won't be so different.
It will be. It will 100%.
Why?
2 years from now, it will be very different. It won't be as different as the last change. Because 2 years ago from now, I was still technically living in LA, had my old job, just broke up with my ex-girlfriend.
So now you're in Miami.
Right. So I'll still be living in the same place in 2 years, probably.
You probably would have broken up with an old girlfriend in that time period.
You think that within the next 2 years, I'll have had a girlfriend and broken up with her?
You'll have more than one girlfriend.
In the next 2 years? I haven't had a girlfriend in 2 years, though.
But you've dated and broken up.
But I haven't had a girlfriend.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't want to ever break up with a girlfriend ever again for the rest of my life. I want the next person that is my girlfriend to never break up with them.
Why?
Because I don't want to, because then I don't want to, right? Like if you have a girlfriend and first of all, breaking up is the worst thing ever, but the breaking up
is hard to do.
And then restart, like right now I'm at the point where it's like, I don't want to go through a 1.5 relationship, break up, then I'd start again and wait another
now
year.
You're older again. It's a pain.
Fuck that. Yeah. I'm over that.
Not easy.
So that's why it's like, I'm not going to make a girl my girlfriend unless
you see a future.
I'll eventually make her my wife, or unless she fucks it up.
Or you fuck it up.
But I won't.
All right.
Why would I fuck it up? I don't fuck things up.
I don't know. People, even the best people fuck things up. What are you doing?
I have a Banks hair in my...
Even the best people fuck things up. Did you get off that big nasty toe?
Yeah, this toe is nasty because the nail bed's removed.
Well, if you want to get a girl, keep it. Remember what I told you. Don't.
No, I'm going to be honest.
Not the whole nail bed. A little piece of the nail bed.
The full left side of the nail bed on my big toe is removed because I used to get ingrowns and so much that the doctor was like, we should just remove the whole nail. Oh, but the nail's there. It just looks a little deformed. It's like a little...
It's all right. No one's sucking that toe anyway.
No one can touch my toes ever.
But
yeah, in the next 2 years, my life
I'll be old. I'll
be
be approaching 50.
No, you'll be 60.
No, in 2
Aren't
years.
You turning 50?
I'm turning 56.
I think you were turning 58.
Turning 58. You thought I was turning 58?
Yeah,
Fuck you.
What's the difference? 6 and 8?
There's a big difference.
Yeah, 58's in your late 50s.
I'm 55 right now. It's a big difference.
You're in your mid 50s. Right, like I'm still in my mid 20s. Come February, I'm in my late 20s. Fuck, that's old.
You got to get your life in gear, bro.
I am. I've never had my. What do you mean, get my life in gear? My life's getting in gear.
Okay.
What more?
I don't know.
Do you think I should be doing to get my life in gear?
I think you should have a job.
What job? So I should have a job for like 6 months and then quit it.
What do you quit? Quit it? What do you mean?
Because come next summer, I'm not.
August. Yeah, you're gonna have an income between. After this,
but like
LSATs, I don't care if you fucking wait. You got to do something. I don't care if you wait table, whatever it is. Maybe work in a law firm.
But for like 6 months, how can I do that?
They don't know what your plan is.
I say
I'm no experience.
So wait, yeah, I just go up to a law firm and be like, I want to work, but I'm planning on starting law school.
They don't know you plan on starting.
But then why would they ever hire me? I have no law. I have no desire.
I want to be. Yeah, you don't even have paralegal, but you can.
Yeah, that doesn't.
You have to work in a restaurant to get income.
You
have to do something to get income.
Why would I work at a restaurant to get income? That's meaningless and a waste of my time when I have a podcast that gives me income.
Because you want more income.
But why would I work at a restaurant to get income? Like
where else are you going to work?
I don't know.
You need more income. This is not because you.
I live my life on this income.
Because don't you understand the difference between those who have and those they have not?
I don't have not. I have.
No, you can have more though.
Oh, of course. But
so therefore, you're going to.
You can have more too.
No, I can't work more. You can
have more.
You work 6 hours a week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, not right now.
No, you're going to after the bar, after you take the LSAT, you're going to get another source of income. Otherwise, I'm taking half the fucking podcast money. You think I'm joking? I'm 100% taking half the podcast money.
What job should I get? What
anything? There's plenty. I don't care if you wait
time just for money.
It's not a waste of your time if you're making income.
No, but so you're saying just for money
until you get into law school.
But that is a waste of time.
No, it is not a waste of time.
Of course it is.
Hey, Nell. Come here.
No, of course it's a waste of time. If I don't need the money, then I'm wasting my time.
You do need the money.
No, I don't. I live well.
I have a question for you.
I pay all my bills.
Let's say for discussion purposes, if you have $10 and you know you can make another $10.
But if I pay all my bills and live within my means and don't dip into savings and pay my bills
I'm taking half of it.
But then what more?
So I have a question for you, Nelly. Is this uncomfortable for you?
No.
Here's my question for you. So I said, Bronny, you're going to, after the LSATs, you're going to get a job. He goes, what, for 6 or 7 months? Before I said, yeah. He goes, yeah, but I'm already paying my bills. I go, no. But if you have $10 and you're only working 6 hours a week, you can make a lot more if you work 40 hours a week.
But what if all you need is $8 and you're making $10? Do you need to make 20?
Wait.
If all you need is 8, who cares?
Do you understand? By the way, I don't need more money, but I keep working because I want more money.
But the thing is, like, for 6 months, like what?
6 months can give you $30,000. You can have $30,000 extra in your pocket towards a condo, towards whatever it is you want one day. Yeah, and by the way, I'm taking half for the podcast after that. Wait, come here. You got to come a little closer. Oh, you look good. Come on, Nelly. Come here. She says it's not only the...
Not really.
Not really, Nell. I'm not joking.
It's not only the making money. A 26-year-old man should not just sit at home and
For 6 hours a week.
a few hours a week and just have free time. I don't
Okay.
know any 26-year-old men that do that.
I said wait tables, anything.
When we grew up, if you were 26 and you didn't have a job, no matter what it was, something was wrong. Like, it's just not healthy. And you work from home for all these years, which was fine. You were
Okay,
lucky.
it's too long for you to be talking about that.
Okay.
We can't hear you. So it's just
All
like,
right, right.
I hear what you're saying.
All
now.
right.
I hear
Love
what you're
you.
saying.
I'm just saying,
Like,
You can go.
we can't have a whole conversation without
The
the
cool
mic.
part
I
is-
can plug in a mic and you can have a
the
conversation
cool
with us.
part
but
is if he doesn't, I'm going to get half, which is going to pay my Bentley.
take half. That's fine.
No.
Don't threaten me by taking money
not
away.
I want you to get a job.
Take half. I don't care.
I love you. 100th episode. Let's not be a downer.
Understood
No, I'm not being a
Wait.
downer too.
No, I don't think you. I don't want to be a downer for you.
The LSAT, there's no reason. It's what's best for
She's saying it's good for you. It's what's best for you.
the money.
I hear you.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I'll get
Anything.
a random ass job. Sure.
But it's money in your
Why can't
pocket.
you even try and work for a law firm?
He doesn't have any
But how?
experience. He doesn't have experience.
How
Okay.
work for a law firm with no experience and not tell them I'm planning to become a lawyer?
That doesn't matter. You have to
because
tell
then
them.
they'll only hire me for 5 months.
No, they don't know. You quit.
But
the
then
fuck-
why would they hire me? They'd be like, why do you want to?
Other people
But what, they'd be like, why do you want to work at a law firm?
why not Dan? Maybe Dan would hire
We'll
you.
figure
Okay,
it
this
out.
is a
We'll
conversation
figure
to
it
have
out.
another time.
All
I
right,
mean,
but yeah. So you're gonna have some good changes in the next 2 years. 100th anniversary, 100 episodes. Love you guys. So there's a song when I was running. I'm trying to get back in the running, which is very hard for me, but I did it 2 days in a row. By my favorite Lizzo. It's called "To
she
Be
was
Ready."
just here in Miami on Friday night for a concert. We should have went.
No, "To Be Ready," I think is what it is, and the lyrics are very interesting because on one hand, unless I missed it because I was running, I was trying to concentrate on my getting through the run.
To be loved, am I ready? Oh, I have heard the song.
Okay.
That's the lyrics.
So the lyrics are very interesting because she's saying like, I'm by myself. I'm not really like, are you pinching my fat or whatever? I don't know. You got to.
Okay, let's see.
So-
She said, I did the work. It didn't work. The truth, it hurts. God damn, it hurts. That lovey-dovey shit, was not a fan of it. I'm good with my friends. I don't want a man. I'm in my bed. I'm way too fine to be here alone. On the other hand, I know my worth. And now he calling me. Why do I feel like this? What's happening to me? Am I ready? Am I ready? Because I want it. Am I ready to be loved? Okay. What was wrong with that? So far,
Okay.
that seems fine to me.
Well, I don't know because on one hand she's saying just like it's okay to be fat, but I think she's here by herself.
Fat. She didn't say anything
No,
about-
I'm saying
she said-
her. I'm talking about her whole genre, her whole thing, how she exploits it and things like that. And I'm just saying, here this song that makes me believe that like it's a person saying, I'm really sad, I'm lonely, and I'm not really ready to meet a guy. Although I want to be with a guy, but yet
That's
I'm
a very
heavy.
normal feeling.
Oh, but keep reading. You'll see.
Yeah, so now it says, how am I supposed to love somebody else when I don't love myself?
There you go. See my point?
But that's sad. I feel
No,
bad for her.
Me too. No. Okay, let me step back. She portrayed. I feel bad when I hear these words. I feel bad for whoever's in that situation because on one,
I see what
I'm
you're
saying.
saying.
On
She's
one,
saying she portrays that she's super proud of being fat,
And everyone's-
but then in the song she's saying she doesn't feel like she deserves to be
for
loved.
all these people that are heavy or whatever it is or alone, it's it because everybody wants to be with somebody, but yet she's saying it's not working. So keep reading. That's
Yeah.
my take on it. That's my take.
She said, guess I better learn to like this. It might take my whole life just to do. He called me Melly. He squeezed my belly. I'm too
See?
embarrassed to say I like it. Girl, is this my boo? That's why I'm asking you because you know I've been through. Am I ready? Am I ready to be loved? Am I ready?
Do you see where I'm
'Cause
going
that's
with
what I
that?
want.
It's interesting.
Well,
That's my take on it.
I
by the
don't
way.
think that negates her. Like, I don't think that if she's saying that she's insecure about feeling loved because of her body and she doesn't love herself, I don't think that negates her when she says you should love your body. That's like someone who like commits suicide or has suicidal thoughts, but then says to the world, life is beautiful. You wouldn't
No,
be like,
there's a
you're
difference.
full of shit.
There's a difference. I think that she's truly not happy. This is my point. When if she's like this, and I'm not saying I don't know. I haven't spoken to her, so I don't know. But she must feel this. She's an artist, right? So she must have gotten these words and this feeling from her inner self, maybe digging deep. So I think that if why wouldn't you write songs about being obese is beautiful as opposed to where I'm really not that comfortable. I'm not ready for.
I think that's nice that she is feeling that she's showing real invulnerability.
I'm okay with that.
And
But
people
that's
also can
wait,
change.
Wait.
Last year she could have been proud of her fat, and this year she could be insecure about her fat.
I'm not passing judgment about her being insecure about it. I'm just saying that it's sort of like when Demi Lovato plays a narrative and now she's back to being a woman.
Well, people can change.
Yeah, but the answer is yes. People can change.
Last year, I could have been very proud of how I looked, and this year I could feel insecure about my look, just for whatever reason.
But when you're so on the pedestal of a know-it-all that you're masking I think the reality of it to make you feel better about yourself. I just think that this is the truth. It goes.
At least she's doing some truth. What if she always felt like this, and she always right, and she never showed it?
But okay, you're missing my point. I'm not passing judgment on her about. I'm passing judgment if she says.
So you're not passing judgment on her, but you're passing judgment on what she says.
Let me finish. No. When she walks around and saying it's okay to be obese and this and that, but this is the truth, I'm not passing judgment on this. I'm saying that it's just all this narrative. This is probably the reality because nobody wants to listen. I don't think, like I said, I don't care what people do, but I don't think people say, I am pumped, I am heavy, or I am pumped, I'm alone, or I am pumped and I am insecure. It's better for not saying anything than masking it, portraying something which you're really just trying to mask. That's all I'm saying. I just found it very interesting when I heard it. I'm like, you would think this is not what she stood for the whole year, and now maybe it's true. And again, I don't know.
What if she changed?
It's fine, but I don't think in public. I don't know.
Like last year, a year ago on this podcast, which is public, I would talk about how I loved going out and meeting girls and sleeping with random people and doing all that shit. I was talking about that publicly. I was proud of it. That's what I like to do. This year I've changed. I have no interest in that. I don't do it anymore, so I don't talk about it. I talk about women in a different way and all that stuff. Does that make what I'm doing wrong? Does that negate what I used to say?
Well, it would.
Or did I just change my thoughts on it?
No, it would be if you went around your whole platform.
Platforms
okay,
can change.
no, watch. It's like this. Imagine if you're like, oh my God, the guy's a fucking closet liberal. Bloom, me. You'd be like, your whole fucking 2 years, you're ranting about this thing and how you anti this, anti that, and now all of a sudden, I just think to me that would be hypocritical.
No, see, what I think is a better analogy is if you this whole time were very conservative, and now let's say next episode you started being like, I did a little more like over the year I've done more thinking, and I really don't like what Trump was saying. People wouldn't say you're a hypocrite or you're a secret liberal. They would say you've changed your views, which everyone is allowed to, and everyone should. If you never change your views, you're the problem.
That's not what I'm saying. I don't think that you're trying to either have a conversation or the opposite. That's not what I'm saying about her. I'm just saying that when people tell me if they're obese, and if I said if you're really happy about it, that's great. I don't think she's really happy about it. That's all I'm saying. The song is the truth, and then so what she was portraying, I think, is very different. Than what the reality is. That's my opinion. There's no way to prove it.
No, yeah, but then what? How do you view this song? Then, like, do you view this song as because, like, right? So let's say I'll take your side of that. She had this whole narrative, and that was her whole image in this platform. Then this song to me would feel like she fucked up. Where instead, or you could just think she does, like, she just acts how she feels, like she doesn't have this whole narrative woke shit.
No, I don't.
Planned.
I think no.
Because then this would topple the house of cards.
No, why would she topple the house? Because she's in a different position. I don't think it topples the cards.
I think she just changed her.
No, I just think that this is really the way she is, and the other was just her.
But right, exactly. So then why would she put this song out if this destroys her entire image?
It doesn't destroy anything. No, but I'm just having a conversation. It's not
right.
It doesn't destroy her image.
Okay, so if this shows that she's a hypocrite and this is her true feelings,
that's okay. Just like Demi Lovato, it's the same thing when she did what she would.
Right. So then why is it bad? Is what I'm saying.
I just think because if these people, rather than this bullshit narrative, listen, it's okay to embrace something. I don't think it's okay to be so far out on it. That's my opinion.
Right, but what I'm saying, yeah, I agree. But then, like, can she ever win? Like, so if she talks about that she loves being fat, you have a problem with it. And if she talks about how she has a problem being fat,
the reason why I don't think
you have a problem with it. Like, where should she lie?
The reason she should lie where her truth is. And I think this is the truth, not where she loves being fat when she said it.
Okay, so then
that's
this is
my
a good
opinion.
thing to you.
It's not a good or bad thing. I'm just having it. I'm not making a judgment call about whether it's good or bad.
I'm just confused on like what.
How are you confused? I don't know how it can be any clearer. You're making more out of it than I'm literally just saying. It's not something that requires a 12-layer depth conversation that you're confused over. It's very simple. I think this is the reality, and all the other shit she talked about was all bullshit. And I think it's just bullshit. Maybe she came out and was honest with it. And again, it's just an
Right.
opinion.
So if if that's the truth, let's say all the old shit she did was bullshit, and this is her new thing. How do you feel? Like, how do you feel about her shit? If this is the truth, would you say
I don't feel anything about it because I don't really care one way or the other
so?
about
She
her.
can't win no matter what.
No,
with you?
it's not about winning or losing. It just
Or she
I'm
can't get like. Yeah.
How is it that you have a conversation about something and I'm saying it's not about winning? I'm just bringing up a topic. And what's her name? Lizzo?
No, but
she doesn't
like,
affect me one way or the other. I'm just
But she definitely does because we talk about it all the time.
No, we talk about it all the time because you bring her
Because
up.
she affects
you. No, it doesn't, Bronson.
Of
Are
course. She affects both of us. We talk. You
we
always
just
say
talk
stupid
about
fat fuck Lizzo.
No,
That's
we
clearly
it's
affecting.
just probably conversation. It's just conversation.
Yeah.
It's not.
But that doesn't mean she's completely.
It literally does not affect me in any
But
capacity.
Lizzo is not a neutral name for this podcast. Everyone listening to this podcast knows that Lizzo is not just a completely neutral name to this podcast. We talk about her in a negative way all the time.
Only because she walks around
So she
in lawn.
affects
No,
you.
she does not affect me.
Stan Smith walking down the road doesn't affect you because we've never talked about it on this podcast.
All right, are we going to go literal again, Bronny? When I look at this, when I say someone affecting me, I mean,
What do you mean by
when we
affecting
end it here? It does, I don't think about it. I move on.
Okay, so it affects within the realm of this podcast.
It doesn't even affect. Okay, literally, we're going literally again. Okay, yes,
How do you
literally, it will affect
But-
our podcast.
Okay, so how do you want me to take
It's
that
amazing.
word?
Amazing. We had 100 episodes. It's truly shocking to me.
Okay, so when you say it doesn't affect me, how do you want me to take that? If not meaning that it doesn't affect you, how do you want me to take it?
Exactly, it doesn't affect me. There's
So
no
exactly, I'm taking it literally.
Take it
But
however
then-
you want.
Right. But so you say take it as in it doesn't affect me, and I do, which is the
It's
literal
just
word
a
of you saying it doesn't
topic.
affect me.
It's just like it's
Totally.
literally just a topic that we talk about.
course.
It doesn't mean it affects me. It's part of our mantra that our listeners and because we used to bring up Demi Lovato, not that Lizzo, because you showed me a picture of her twerking with a fucking lingerie up her ass and the size of her ass, and it blew me away.
It affects you.
No,
As it affects me.
I'm just watching it I watch something for entertainment value. It doesn't affect me, Bronson.
So like the Dolphins game we would just watch. I don't think
That
you know what
doesn't affect me.
Of course it does. We watched it and you were cheering. You were in.
It was just
So it's
fun for the
affecting
moment.
you.
Okay,
You don't know what the word affect
No,
means
I
then.
do. You just take everything so little. Wow. You're gonna look it up. It's amazing. You're amazing.
to
I love
move
you.
or touch the feelings of or to make a difference to.
My family
Did that-
affects me. My friends affect me. The Dolphins or this have no value in my life.
Of course,
it's just
it made a difference to you.
It's just conversation. No, it did not.
Of course it did, but it's fine. We
Oh
can move
my
on. You just don't know
God.
the English language. It's fine, but you don't know.
You,
the
okay,
English
and you don't
language.
have you don't have social skills.
Of course
you don't
I
have
do.
normal listen. You don't understand normal social conversation. Do you understand what you're saying is like fucking retarded?
Why. Yeah, I mean,
No, do you understand?
I
that?
know why you
Okay,
think it,
wait.
but you're wrong.
No,
It's
I'm
okay.
not wrong.
Yeah. This episode brought to you by Manscaped, which is becoming more necessary in my day-to-day life. Not only because it's hot, but also like I find hair on more parts of my body every day. It's bizarre. I don't know what's going on. There's hair
But
now
you-
like on every inch of my ear,
That happens to get older.
every inch of my back. My toes have hair. So it's like,
Oh, you're getting old. You're like a Jewish old man.
yeah, it comes out of my chest, but it always has. So,
But you trim it nice. I know when you came in restaurant Friday, you look good.
thank you, because
You
I
did.
used all my Manscaped
I saw that.
products.
There's no question. You knew you're fucking right on. And it's so important. Today, I was walking and saw this guy, he had at brunch, his fucking neckline went down his back. You couldn't tell. It was so gross.
You can't do that.
I wanted to tap on his shoulder and say, hey, buy Manscaped.
You can't do that. And it's very necessary in a man's life nowadays. And we have found no better products or company to help you with that shit than Manscaped. Their products are great. I use all of them. I use the Lawnmower 4.0, which is their body hair trimmer, which is waterproof. Their skin safe technology. You don't have to worry about any cuts or nicks or anything. Wireless charging. So I just have it in my dock. Every time I get in the shower, boom, do a little trim. Use it on my balls, my taint, which is an underrated area.
Oh my God.
And then all their other products too are really great. So I would check out the performance package if you're on their website. That comes with most of the shit. It'll
The
hook
little
you up for
razor
all the
blades, the
stuff.
best I use for my chest, the best.
That's the ultra smooth package, which is even better. So while you're there, check that out.
Doesn't nick at all. His fucking blade is unbelievable. It's like butter smooth. It's so nice.
You guys know we talk about them all the time,
Right.
and they've been our longest supporter because, like, for a reason. We only choose our supporters for a specific reason, and their quality. So,
and our listeners love it. They love it.
Oh, all
so
the time.
we get constant comments. They love it.
so if you are looking for an upgrade or you're looking to dive right in, go to manscaped.com, use the code DaddyIssues20, and you'll get 20% off your entire order and free shipping. So it's already a great deal. You'll get an even better deal by using our code, and you help the show out. And I can guarantee, is that Men's Warehouse, baby? Right, I can guarantee you'll have a better life. What do they say? I don't know what they say. But yes, manscaped.com, daddyissues20 is the code, 20% off, free shipping, and I can guarantee you won't regret it. The only thing that's going on in the world is like really sad. So I don't know if you want to talk about it. Like, you probably don't even know about it, because the crazy thing is that no one in the West is even talking about it. Like all the shit that's going on in Iran. Do you know anything about what's happening in Iran? Which is even crazy that that's even a thing, or that it's a thing that you don't know anything about, because they're in a full on revolution right now. Like dozens of people have died. In a full on revolution. Is it a good
thing or a bad thing?
I guess it's a good thing if they win.
Is it the people overthrowing the government?
Yeah, but if the government wins, then all these people are going to like be really fucked.
And why are they overthrowing the government? They're tired of
2 weeks ago, this woman, it was almost the same day as the Queen died. I think it was maybe the same day that the Queen died. This young woman, so in Iran, they have morality police. They have like a division of the government.
Is it Iran or Iran?
Iran.
Okay.
I mean, Iran is like how a Westerner would say it, but.
And we're Westerners.
Yeah, but there's a lot of places, like we say most places by how they say it.
Okay.
We are Western. I meant like with our accents. Like you should say a country in
the way
how
it
they
be
want
pronounced.
that it to be said.
You, right. Iran it is. Good.
You ran where?
I ran to the bathroom.
They have this thing called morality police that basically are like they're like the Gestapo. They're like police that are patrolling what you can and can't do, but not even like breaking any laws, just like being good or bad, right? Like following the rules.
Like sort of what's going on now in America.
Not at all.
Okay.
Because they literally kill people for not wearing the right clothing. So not at all what's going on in America.
But America sort of does a little bit of the similar thing, just in a backdoor way, where we get rid of the police. So therefore, the criminals could do whatever the fuck they want and kill people, and there's no consequences. So it's still a similar.
So it's the exact opposite. So they over police, and we don't police enough.
But but it's the same. It's the government still doing things that harm our society.
Yeah, but then that's every government in the world. Governments always harm society.
But there's a directive that you're saying they're harming.
This is people. The police are like if you're wearing the wrong thing, they will come and arrest you. That's the opposite of what's happening in America. In America, we're having too little policing, right?
Yes, I was just saying it's coming through the back door. The same effect, same conclusion though.
What of a shitty government?
Of people, of the consumers being harmed, physically being harmed.
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
Good.
Yeah. One is too much government policy. One is too little. Like the government in America is too lax with crime. They're too strict with crime. So they're the exact opposites. But sure, I guess the end result is kind of similar.
Right.
But there you die. Here you just have inconvenience. So this woman, I think was like 29. She died. She was getting off a train station, and she was wearing full burqa, which is part of the rules there. As a woman, you can't have like any of your skin showing. And the morality police that were in this train station arrested her. They said that she wasn't wearing the right thing, but there are like pictures that have come out that like she was wearing full burqa. She was apparently like maybe there was like a strand of hair that was out, and they could get you for that.
Fucking break.
She was detained, and then 3 days later she died while in custody.
Terrible.
No one knows the details because it's like a dictatorship, so they're not releasing the details. Right. So she died, and all the people in the country freaked the fuck out.
Good.
They were like, like we're over this. She was following the rules, and you guys killed her for doing nothing. And so for the last 11 days, they have been protesting in the streets like crazy. Like people are dying every day.
But isn't that good that they stand up?
Yeah, definitely. But it's definitely good that they're standing up if they win. If they don't, it's going to make it worse. But you always have to stand up for what you believe in, of course. But so the Iranian government has disabled the internet. So they disabled the internet like 4 days ago. So we have no idea.
You can't see anything on the internet?
You can see stuff from like the first couple of days of the protests.
Terrible.
We don't know the situation now. They could have bombed the whole fucking country. We have no idea. It's dark.
How can you disable an entire internet?
Of course you could easily. The internet's just controlled by like a server.
Let's see what comes up.
Well, there's nothing really. So we don't know much, but we know that people have been protesting. The crazier thing is that no one
in the news
is talking about it.
Why is that?
I really don't know. On the one hand, I mean, the only reason I can think is that we have ties to the Iranian government. We don't want to piss them off if we're giving aid to the protesters. Just like when the Hong Kong protesters were protesting against China, it wasn't covered in American media. But when Ukraine was fighting against Russia, it was insanely.
But why?
Insane.
We had ties to Russia, so why?
Not really. What ties do we have to Russia? We're not dependent on them for much. We're dependent on Iran for a lot of oil and maybe secret other shit that we don't know about.
Ridiculous.
Right? That doesn't make sense to me. Why would...
I have no idea. What is there anything you can show me? I'm just curious to see.
Even look, it's happening right now. And so if I go to trending on Twitter, Hurricane Ian, Chuck Todd, Netflix's new series, Shine Lights on Jeffrey Dahmer, Dr. Fauci, tech workers flooded Hawaii in the pandemic, Clearwater, Kylie Jenner.
Meaningless.
War on Ukraine. Seriously, we're still talking about that? There's a fucking revolution in Iran. Let's see, if I type in Iran, I'm sure stuff will come up. But the thing is, they're still talking about the Queen's funeral on the media every day. So let's see. This says,
wow.
This is from 5 hours ago. Clashes broke out today in front of the Iranian embassy in London as protesters gathered in solidarity with the anti-government
why
protesters.
in London?
Well,
why?
Because they're set in London. They're going to... The thing is, so people in Iran who are protesting, they've been tweeting, when they had the internet, they were saying the only way you can help us is by vocalizing that you are on our side. We need the world to be on our side because then the government will fall, right? Think about it. If we were to overthrow the American government right now and it was just the people, we would not be able to do it. They're so much more powerful. They're a government that has military, right? Even if we were out in the street, they could just kill us all. But if the rest of the world was looking in on us, the U.S. government would have to bow, right? They couldn't fight the world. So,
but I don't know. But what could they achieve? What could they accomplish by doing, causing this kind of ruckus in London?
They show the Iranian government that the British people do not support them. If the Iranian government loses the support of the world, they're going to have to give in to the protesters. They're going to have to concede something, right? They can't be. If they have no power, they're fucked. But I don't even know. Let's see what this. We haven't even watched this video, so we don't know what the video is.
This world is crazy.
So I think as of 2 days ago, when I last checked, there were 47 people that were killed in these riots by the police. There were.
But that's a risk. That is a risk.
Of course,
it gets out of control.
It only accentuates it more.
It does. Yep.
And so the thing is, the main thing they're protesting is not only to overthrow the government, but that they're sick of being they're having no freedom. So what you're seeing in the streets, the few images that have come out are women. This is a video. Are women not wearing their burqas, which is fully illegal. You can be killed for not wearing a burqa.
But I agree, they should not have to dress like that.
Of course,
it's absurd.
And if enough of the people in the country
don't wear it, say fuck it. I think it's a great thing.
And so that's what they're doing.
These men are assholes that have that requirement.
This says Iran on Saturday. Women are leading the uprising against repression. Forced hijab is a symbol. Removing it is a sign of resistance. Let's see. This is women of Iran tell their. They're speaking Farsi. I can't even.
So they're walking without it,
which is you can be killed.
Good for them, though. I think it's a huge thing.
Yeah, I mean, it could totally, and that's a crazy thing too. That this says. This man in Iran slapped a woman. He thought he could get away with it. Things are different now.
Okay. Oh, this is not good.
Slapped a woman and tried to get away, and now people are beating him up.
Good. Why should anybody hit a woman?
This says his son was killed in the protest. They killed him with a direct gunshot. Now he's burying his son with his own hands. Here, what's this? The situation in Iran has worsened. The authorities lose control, and the police go over to the side of the demonstrators. The protesters also managed to take over the arms depot. They're throwing Molotov cocktails at military vehicles.
I would not want to be there. Nothing good's coming out of that, Bron.
But it's interesting because it's
they could take over the whole fucking government.
That's another reason why it's weird that no one's talking about it.
That's interesting.
Because Iran is a nuclear power that has been very, very delicate in the world. Iran has been in the news for 40 years as a worry, right? They've always been a worry of the world because it's volatile there. We don't know. So the fact that they're in the midst of a huge coup and revolution and no one's talking about it, it's something is
How far
weird.
are they from Israel?
Close. It's just weird.
Wow.
Weird that the West isn't talking about it.
When
the West talks about revolutions all the fucking time.
You're right, but we know that there's censorship.
Yeah, let's do this.
What?
Here's a woman dancing while her hijab is burning, and people are throwing their hijabs into the fire.
Hijab's the head covering?
Yeah. And people are cheering her on.
You know,
all the
I
women are
agree
throwing
with
their,
that, don't you?
Of course. Like this says the scenes this was from
I think that's fucking great.
This is from 5 days ago. Like we don't have any updated stuff.
I think that's fucking great that these women could.
Here's more. Let's see. Women of Iran moving their hijabs while screaming "Death to Dictator" in protest against the assassination of a woman called Masha
How
Amini.
great is, you know how uplifting that must be, Bronny? And liberating?
Yeah, but a lot of them are dying.
But I think some have to die to get the cause across. I think that's fucking great.
But like you turn on the news and you won't hear any of this.
I don't get it.
These
men disagree with it.
No, a lot of the men are fighting on the side of them. The thing is, it's really old versus young. That's the interesting part.
Yeah, I get it.
The
Generational.
youth are saying, we want to live like normal people. We don't care about your traditionalist, old school things. And the old people are like fighting
What
against
was the
it.
reason behind the headdress?
It's a traditional religious thing.
But it making like men are better than women. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely like Islam is a misogynistic
It's all like
religion.
It's like the Orthodox Jews. Don't they do that too?
Orthodox Judaism is a misogynistic religion when you get to the traditional aspects of it, for sure. Anything traditional is like anything really
militant.
Oldly traditional.
It's very militant.
Not even militant, but anything like if it's traditional, that means it's based in something that happened a while ago, and everything back before 200 years ago was misogynistic. So all old traditions are misogynistic. They just, the whole world, every single aspect of society 500 years ago viewed women as lesser than men. So all these things happened back then. But the thing now is like we don't know what's happening. So who knows what's going to come from this?
It's great. It's a big step though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's a big step.
The thing is either they win.
But even if they don't win, you think they're going to kill all these women?
If they don't win, it's worse. Because if they don't win, the government will crack down even more. That's like riots and protests and revolutions are gold to a dictatorship if they win. Because then you can consolidate power even more. It's exactly what happened in Russia in the Russian Revolution. It's what happened in Nazi Germany. In the Nazis literally staged a revolution so that they could convince the people that they needed more power, and then they were able to take over all of Europe. So if the Iranian government wins in this, they might crack down even harder. But if the youth win, who knows what the fuck's going to happen? Someone could come in and I don't know. It's just revolutions are always
why
terrifying.
Why are we not hearing about that? There's nothing on the news.
No, they're still talking about Queen Elizabeth's death.
Yeah, enough already.
I don't understand. There has to be some secret tie, right? There has to be some reason they're not talking about it. Why wouldn't they?
Well, this is a big sign of the times. It's going to eventually change. You know that, right? It will eventually change.
Right, and that could change the whole world. If Iran changes, the whole world could change.
But it sounds like Iran's trying to change for the better.
They definitely could. They could, right, but in changing for the better, it could make it worse for the world.
Why?
What if the new regime comes in and they said, our oil, giving oil to the rest of the world is what caused this power to come in, so we're cutting off the world from our oil.
Okay, and then America,
we're all fucked.
And then America can get their stuff from America. Isn't there enough to get from here?
Why do we buy? We can't buy from Russia anymore. So we don't buy from Russia anymore. Iran and Saudi Arabia. So we'll have to be 100% dependent on Saudi Arabia. That'll make it worse for us. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I'm saying a revolution is always worrisome for the world because a change in government, especially in one of the most precarious governments in the world, is dangerous for everyone. And no one is fucking talking about this. Like, let's even just go to New York Times. Because you would think I think the New York Times is probably talking about it, but let's just go to the front page. It should be the number one story. Key housing crisis factor, the disappearance of starter homes in the U.S. Welcome to the Jeopardy-verse. I'm reading straight from NewYorkTimes.com. Sundance liked her documentary on terrorism until Muslim critics didn't. King Charles III has long held strong opinions on architecture. He has a big fastball, but a bad shoulder. Beto O'Rourke and Governor Abbott's dehumanizing stunts. Have you seen a single thing yet about? Look, still.
None of these things have any.
Russian occupiers begin conscripting Ukrainians. German chancellor has a lot for Ukraine. The midterm race that has it all. A threat to democracy hiding in plain sight. How seriously should we take Putin's nuclear threat? Still nothing, Dad. Here, finally, they have nothing to lose. Why young Iranians are rising up again. Finally, that's weird to me. Especially, this is run by women, right? It's a female-led protest. It's a female-led protest against traditional misogynistic men. This should be, the New York Times should be milking the fuck out of this story.
I don't know why.
No, she was 22. 22-year-old woman emerged from the Tehran subway, her dark hair covered with a black scarf and the lines of her body obscured by loose clothing. When the capital city's guidance patrol spotted her, they were members of Iran's notorious morality police.
Morality police, give me a break.
But yeah, it's a huge problem. We have no idea what's going to come from it, and no one's talking about it. But you can count on us to talk about the stuff that no one else talks about.
I think that they should be 100% treated equal, and I think they should get rid of those burqas.
Yeah.
Period. Like, let the fucking men wear it.
Yeah.
The women have to. I think that's a joke.
But
I think that's
it's the way it's been.
Don't the Orthodox Jews have sex between a sheet?
Not really.
I know they don't, but wasn't that like there was a hole in the sheet or something?
I don't know the detail with that, but like ultra Orthodox women will shave their head when they get married and then wear a wig.
I don't get it. Why?
And they can't show skin or they can't touch other men.
Correct. So why shave the head?
I think it's like a humbling thing. It's like
well,
to
why not
make
the
them
fucking
ugly.
men?
Because it's run by men.
Oh, I see. Say the
it's
men,
a power
no
thing.
man would find them attractive. No.
Why do Orthodox women wear wigs? I'm surprised I don't know this.
Why not shave their head?
Abad.org. Let's go straight to the source. The hair covering was never intended to make a married woman look ugly. Beauty is a divine gift, and Jewish tradition encourages both men and women to care for their appearance and always look presentable. Jewish tradition also encourages modesty, not in order to detract from our beauty, but rather to channel our beauty so it is safe where it belongs within marriage. So they're saying
that's a crocker
shit. They did a workaround for saying the same thing.
That's a crocker shit.
So they're saying it's not to make the woman look ugly; it's only to make the woman be with her own husband. It's like, yeah, by making her ugly.
No, that's
by covering her hair. The married woman makes a statement: "Quote: I am not available. You can see me, but I am not open to the public. Even my hair, the most obvious and visible part of me, is not for your eyes." But then it's like the man doesn't have to do anything to the world. The man doesn't have to say that he's for the woman.
It's so sexist.
Yeah. All the traditional religions are. Traditional Christianity is too. A shtitel. Shtitel is what it's called.
Is it a shtitel or shtitel?
Shtitel. Yeah, so that's why they do that. The whole thing
and they dress so unattractive.
Well, they're supposed
to purposeful,
yeah, and they're supposed to cover every. It's almost like the burqa. They're supposed to cover pretty much as much of their skin as possible.
It's not sexy.
No, it's supposed to not be sexy.
I know that, but how does the man find her attractive?
Yeah, I mean, it's also crazy. Like, so in like Iran, the men are so worried that they can't contain themselves around women that they have to make the women unattractive. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Right? That's basically, when you get down to it, the reason to make a woman cover up is because you are worried about being attracted to her. Like, I don't get the rationale.
But don't you want to be attracted to your woman?
Yeah, but I think the idea is that, like, you don't want...
Remember when you went on your trip to Israel and you're going down the Jordan River or something, you said the way they were?
Yeah, they freak out over
like,
women's skin.
Get a fucking life. You can't fucking control yourself, you fucking ugly fuck.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, in their society, they're so worried that they're going to just have to rape women so that they cover them up.
Could you imagine?
I mean, that's not really what it is, but you know what I mean.
You stupid fuck.
That's not really what it is. And then there's also all these other weird, like, the world this week was very odd, and no one's talking about it too. This week, Putin drafted Russian citizens. Everyone who wasn't in the military, every able-bodied man in Russia.
Seriously?
300,000.
Losing that bad?
But yeah, 300,000 men in Russia were drafted instantly into the military. God. And a lot of them fled. A lot of Russian men fled.
Good for them.
And then Putin said, if you desert, then you will be put to death upon coming back to Russia.
Well, they're never coming back.
Right, but then it's like, that's a huge... The world this week is like crumbling. Iran is overthrowing their government. Russia is dying, right? Like, imagine that. Putin's reign is over. How will let's say when the war started, a lot of people were on Putin's side, right?
Yep.
Now they're not going to be. If he's saying you're going to be,
but I think that's great.
Right, but what's going to happen? I know, but
I think these are very positive things.
But the world is right now. It's feels like a powder keg. The world's very tumultuous this week.
But I think these are. But what's the reason behind why these two powerhouses are having these issues? The reason I think is good humanitarian, more modern thinking. I think it's better. I think it's better for
better values.
I think it's better for our entire world to bring people together rather than separating. I think those are two huge things. If people in Iran or Iran are saying men and women should be treated equal and enough for the burqa, that's just better for the whole world.
Yes, in theory, for sure.
There's no negative to it than the other way.
There can be, but I agree with you.
I think that there's always a yin and a yang, but I think it's much better. And if people are saying, fuck you, Putin, because you're a psycho fuck, okay, it's only better. There's either bringing people together or divisiveness. This will bring people together. That's what I think. Yeah. That's what, going back to our government, there's so many opportunities for our government to say, this is when we have to work together as a country. And it's also better, like, for example, I'm not trying to make this a political thing about Biden, but if he said, we do have inflation, we're doing our best to work to try to correct it, at least you acknowledge, because people want to be, and say, we're trying to work towards it. How can you not have respect for the guy if he said that?
Did you see what he said instead?
People need to fucking work together. And I think this is great for these two bad, because isn't Iran and Russia are adversaries of America? And I think it's huge.
Yes, they definitely are.
It's huge if we can have some new blood. It can't be worse. Yeah, he's a fucking clown. Did he get plastic surgery?
Yeah, this.
He got plastic surgery.
Biden. 60 Minutes inflation.
Yeah, I heard
60 Minutes questioned him on the inflation.
He denied it's inflation.
Let's see.
As you know, last Tuesday, the annual inflation rate came in at 8.3%. The stock market knows
It's the worst.
People are shocked by their grocery bills. What can you do better and faster?
Well, first of all, let's put this in perspective. Inflation rate month to month was just an inch.
So
Hardly
it's still
at all.
8.4.
Wait, an inch.
That 8.3 is good news.
No, I'm not saying it's good news, but it was 8.2 or 8.2 before. I mean, it's
So-
not-
Oh, my
it's not
God,
like it
stop.
sound Like all of a sudden, my God, it went to 8.2.
Could you imagine?
It's
It's the highest inflation rate, Mr. President, in 40 years.
I got that, but guess what we are? We're in a position where for the last several months it hasn't spiked. It is
So
Because it's so
highest
high.
ever. It's like what?
In the meantime, we created all these jobs, and prices have gone up, but they've come down for energy. The fact is
That's not true, by the way.
We've created 10 million new jobs.
That's not true.
We're not talking about jobs. We're talking about inflation.
We're in a situation where the unemployment rate is about 3.7%, one of the lowest in history. We're in a situation
he's
where
delusional.
I mean, just like
Okay, he didn't even ask. He's a buffoon. He's too old to not be in the job. He's a buffoon. He has no idea. Could you imagine, like, listen, yes, I murdered the person, but you shot them 5 times. But I didn't shoot them 6 times. I only shot them 5 times. I mean, you're retarded.
yeah.
This is our president.
And then also
It's a
in
big
the
problem.
same interview, he said this. This was
I'm happy to hear what you told me about Russia and Iran.
And then the other thing,
I'm happy
you want to
about
hear the third, the real trifecta of what's happening, and this one is completely corroborated. But like 4 or 5 days ago, so it was trending on Twitter, #China coup. And everyone was like, what? Why is this trending? And then you go into it, and there were all these like reports from China, or Asian people that were saying that Xi Jinping has been like taken.
Is that like a takeout dish?
Xi Jinping is the president of the Chinese Communist Party. Arguably the most powerful man in the world.
Do you get that with mushu pork? Go ahead.
There were reports that were saying that he has been taken by the People's Liberation Army, which is like the military. So like the military took away the president, and there's like a coup currently going on in Beijing. And everyone was like, what? This was like 2 days ago that this happened. And then also there was no news coming out from China, like none, not even saying it wasn't happening or it was happening. We weren't hearing a word. And then people were noticing that all the flights in and out of Beijing were canceled. Like, yes, 2 days ago, all the flights were canceled. I haven't checked. I only checked on this 2 days ago. I haven't followed up. And then all the airspace. People were doing checking the air traffic control, and the airspace all over China was like empty.
Why is that? Why do you
flights
think?
were being diverted around China?
Why do you think?
I have no idea.
So let's look into a little bit.
Let's look up China coup. Let's see.
Now, this is the people took them? Is that what you're saying?
See, look, this is 16 hours ago. So still,
is that people took them?
The rumors were that the military overthrew him. That the
Like
military
enough?
overthrew the government.
Wow.
This is from Times of India.
Wouldn't that be great, though?
This is from 12 hours ago. Internet rumors of Xi Jinping removed in coup. No official word from Beijing. Still, like, we don't know. So it says,
okay, wouldn't that be great, though?
Social media was awash on Saturday with speculation that the president Xi Jinping, who has ruled the country with absolute authority, has been disposed in a coup that began unfolding while he was away in Samarkand, attending to the summit on beginning September 14th. There was no corroborative reporting from any reputed international news outlet, however, and the Chinese Foreign Ministry remained silent. There were no reports on the subject from Chinese media either. Like, that's weird. What if they say, no, of course, he's right here?
You would think that, right?
Right? Isn't that weird?
Wow, so all these leaders, people are like...
It's weird. The world, it's like
no,
this week.
But isn't it great that the people are like, we're done with these fucking people?
Yeah. I mean, the other ones are like Iran, we know. We've seen videos from it. Russia, we know. We've seen videos of people fleeing. We know that Putin called he conscripted all the men. We know that's fact. This one is just rumors. This says, earlier this week, 2 former ministers were sentenced to death for graft as part of Xi's crackdown on corruption, but they were described in some reports as part of anti-Xi political faction. According to unverified posts on Twitter, the Chinese president left Samarkand before the official closing ceremony, only to be placed under house arrest upon landing on Beijing September 16th. A news website quoted One News Highland Vision as saying the former Chinese president Hu Jintao was now the ex-premier. Wen Jiao, along with Twitter posts claimed that Beijing airport had canceled 6,000 international and domestic flights that ticketed sales. Some tweets displayed pictures from flight radar apps and showed 0 aircraft activity over Beijing.
Wow.
But
something's
so that was
going
Saturday.
on.
This was this morning, and it's still there's no official word.
That's serious stuff.
You would think that China would be like,
no.
You would think that Xi, the president, would come on and be like, I'm right here. We're fine. Let's see if there's any. Let's go to as early or as recent as possible. 4 hours ago. Hindustan Times. It's also weird that not a single
American one.
I just did China coup, Outlook India, Times of India, Hindustan Times, Mint. Oh, here's Newsweek from 1 day ago. NDTV, India Today. Like, none of the American outlets are talking about it.
Why is that, you think?
This says, is Xi Jinping missing? Question mark. This is Hindustan Times.
Is that part of the New York Times?
No.
Okay.
Hindustan is an Indian
I know,
paper.
but it looks like the same
That's also
time.
weird that why are only the Indian papers running with this story? Why is no wonder? Social media has been abuzz with rumors of a coup in China, claiming that the country's president Xi Jinping has been disposed. Is Xi under house arrest after his outing in Samarkand? What's Samarkand? Claims that the president began under house arrest. So we still don't know. We still have no idea.
But wouldn't it lead you to believe that there's some truth to it? Because why would they not oppose it?
Right. Let's check Newsweek, an American reputable paper. This is
reputable American? Come on.
This is from yesterday, or at least it's a legitimate paper, right? Legitimate. This is from yesterday. Chinese President Xi Jinping became a top trending topic on Twitter amid unsubstantiated reports he is under house arrest and that China is in the midst of a military coup. Xi and the phrase China coup trended after tens of thousands of users spread unconfirmed rumors that he was detained and overthrown by the People's Liberation Army, which is their military. This speculation, which has not been discussed by any reputable sources, I mean, you're discussing it now, arrived as there are hardly any commercial flights flying over the capital on Saturday, with unverified reports claiming all trains and buses are also being canceled out of Beijing.
Why?
Beijing
What's it have to do with it, though?
I mean, I guess if there's a military coup, they're just like shutting the country down. The military just like shutting it down until they can gain power. Beijing Capital Airport's website does, in fact, show that several flights out of China's capital were canceled, but many others are still scheduled or have landed already. There has also been reports the flights were canceled amid a planned military exercise.
They always say exercise.
Yeah,
that's the way.
Of course.
He's got good head of hair, by the way.
G?
Yeah. But they always say exercise. You know that, right, Bronny?
This is a widely shared video posted on Twitter reported to show a line of military vehicles up to 80 kilometers long heading into Beijing amid the reports of the coup on September 22nd. However, the video is less than a minute long, so it does not show if the line actually stretches 80 kilometers. It is not confirmed when or where it was filmed. Okay. The rumor was also fueled by Indian politician. Oh, interesting, because all the Indian papers.
Right.
Submanian Swamy, who tweeted to his 10 million followers, quote, new rumor to be checked out is Xi Jinping under house arrest in Beijing. When Xi was in Samarkand recently, the leaders of the Communist Party were supposed to have removed him. So, still weird that this happened yesterday, and we still, no idea. So, those are like the three bad guys in the world, right?
Huge,
Russia,
huge
China,
stories,
and Iran.
Huge stories.
Yeah.
So why is America not talking about it?
So, right, we went to New York Times, didn't hear a single word.
Why is America not talking about it?
I have no fucking idea. New York Times, not a single word. Let's check CNN. Let's see. CNN.com. Okay, they're talking about the Russian draft. Drafting mistakes and an exodus of citizens fleeing Russia have flared up as the Kremlin tightens rules around evading military orders. U.S. warns of consequences if Russia uses nuclear weapons. Putin, quote, made a strategic mistake. So they're talking about that. Then they talk about Giorgia Meloni set to be Italy's most far-right prime minister since Mussolini. I mean, so dramatic. They're talking about... So they're not talking about anything in Iran, right? Have you seen a single Iran thing?
No. Can you
Nothing.
search? Can you search it in CNN?
Yeah, I could go. Let's see. Let's go to World News. Here, finally, first story on World News. Fifth Iranian paramilitary member killed as president warns protesters will be dealt with, quote, decisively. And then this says, the next story. North Korea fires ballistic missile into waters off east coast of Korean peninsula. Nothing on China. Yeah, I mean, weird. Just weird that all this shit's happening.
I don't know why
in the last
America
4
would not
days,
do that.
5 days.
It doesn't make sense. What's your thoughts on it?
The China one, my thoughts are that they're just like ignoring it because they have no idea what's happening. Let's see what people on Twitter are saying about that. China. Let's just type in China. Wall Street Silver. This was yesterday. This is a verified account. Something strange in China happening. All tickets sold by the high-speed rail are suspended, and the rail is completely stopped until further notice. Here, this says, in response to Twitter spreading rumors about coup in China, Xi Jinping announced, quote, operation to liberate occupied North America to begin immediately. I mean, how do we know if this is true or not? Like a military prop.
No, that looks fake, doesn't it?
Well, this also might have been from months ago.
Oh, that's so fake.
Well, we don't... I mean, this is kind of cool ass video.
It's actually scary, isn't it?
Yeah. Whoa. Oh, here. This is what is from JC. I don't know who this is, but what is absolutely flabbergasting is that the people of China, Russia, Iran, and elsewhere are fighting for democracy and freedom. And here in the home of the free and the brave, we have a bunch of RW shit weasels. What's RW? Trying to turn the nation into a fascist Nazi regime.
True.
RW? What does he mean by that? Yeah, just all this weird shit going on in the world. And we have no idea. Like, there's nothing on it. This is from 20 seconds. Somewhere in China, the dispatcher of the notification fell asleep. So we have, it's the hard part about talking about all that stuff is like, we don't know. Like Iran, the last stuff we've heard from Iran is from 3-4 days ago. We have no idea what's happening right now.
Well, I don't follow stuff, so you're going to have to keep me posted. The follow-up, I want to know.
Yeah. And no one, and the thing too is like, there's no reporters in the country. Like, we just don't know.
I would never want to be a reporter.
And I think that the government said, the government is the one that said that I think they said 43 people or 37 people or something have died in the protest, which it's much more than that.
And this is in Iran.
Yeah. If the government is giving a number,
you can't believe
it's much more.
You can't believe anything. You can't believe any of that stuff.
Yeah. So that's all that. I don't.
Wow, but those are
I have nothing to say on it. It's
things.
just giving you the news for the week.
Will you please let me know?
Yeah.
That's interesting. If anybody hears anything, DM Bronny.
Yeah. Let's do a fatherly advice.
Do you have a good one? Or are you just going to search it?
I haven't read through this one. Do you want to read through it first? It's from a Patreon member, so I figured I'd.
You bring it up on your phone?
Yeah.
Wow.
They DM'd me.
Okay.
So it says, My girlfriend and I, they wanted to remain anonymous. My girlfriend and I have been together for 15 months. We live together in an apartment and even have a cat together. Politically, we do have our differences on things, but we're able to talk through it with each other. During COVID, my girlfriend at first thought it was very selfish of me to not want to get the vaccine and made me feel bad about it. Fast forward to now, and she has friends who are a part of the LGBT community, and I have zero problem being friends with someone who's a part of that.
Of course.
My parents have a strong Christian belief and won't call a family friend's daughter by our pronouns they, them. And my girlfriend said I need to correct my parents about that.
Nope.
Obviously, I have a Christian upbringing and don't think it's my place to call out my parents because that is their belief. My girlfriend says I'm not being supportive of LGBTQ people because of not correcting it. I don't care what someone goes by, but don't make me look like a bad person if I say your pronouns incorrectly. I feel like my girlfriend thinks it's a written rule of law. I need to call someone by their pronouns, talking about them. Often I just use names because I don't want to deal with being corrected. I just think you shouldn't force your wishes or beliefs on me if it's not normal to me. What are your guys' thoughts?
Well, he knows my thoughts.
Yeah, he definitely
it's
knows
the whole
your thoughts.
podcast. We talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
You could be identify however you want. Doesn't mean I have to force it on me. And his girlfriend's fucking wrong. Period.
That's also
who the fuck is she to tell what he should do with his parents and how he disagrees with her.
Yeah, and so his girlfriend said, that he's being a bad person by not doing that. Then he's being a bad son if he corrects his parents.
No, who the fuck is she to say that he's a bad person? He should tell her I'm going to identify you as bitch. So I'm going to call you bitch.
Why is he?
Who the fuck is she? Seriously, what? Ronnie.
I almost chipped my other two.
Ronnie, who the fuck is she? She's allowed her opinion, and he's allowed his. Here's the problem, Ron. Every one of the fucking liberals, which he's a liberal, wants to force the opinion that you have to follow their way. He's not as liberal. He's like, be you. I don't give a shit.
And not only is he saying I'm not, he didn't say, fuck that. I'm calling them their old pronouns. He just said, I call them by their name to not get confused. She's getting mad at him for not correcting his parents about her friends.
She's getting mad because he's not doing what she fucking wants. True. Her way. Give me a fucking break.
Get your bitch.
By the way, bro,
dude,
if you fucking give into this, you're fucking owned, dude. You might as well fucking, you know what? She's going to fucking put your balls and saute them. She's going to make you eat your own balls.
Yeah.
No, by the way, appreciate you reaching out to us.
It's an easy one.
110% stand your fucking ground. All the liberals have their own opinions, and that's great. It works for them. Don't force it on us. She's forcing her views on you and making you accept them, and that's a fucking no-no.
Honestly, I think you got to stand up and say you're being ridiculous, whatever.
Yeah, you don't like get the fuck
And if it
out.
doesn't, right, if she freaks out, then I think honestly just break up with her.
So she is living with this guy, supposed to love this guy, and she's telling him to tell your parents that you need to tell my friends.
His own parents.
Right. You need to tell him how to address my friends.
Right. It's not him. I could see if she has a problem with how he acts around her friends.
But he could still be any way he wants.
But a little more justified for her to be mad at him. For her to be mad at him about his own parents.
Could you, Bronson, could you imagine you coming?
I think you had to break up with her.
Could you imagine? She's going to be a problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Could you imagine you coming to me and saying, Dad, I need to talk to you. My girlfriend has an issue with how you talk to her friends. I would be like, would you? Okay.
Her friends.
Now I'm
not
happy.
Talk to.
No,
not talk to.
I'm happy
talk
now.
About.
Okay, now, would you imagine you coming to me? What would I say?
You would punch me in the face.
I'd be like,
and you would
I wouldn't punch him. But get
you
the
would
fuck
deserve
out
to
of
punch
here.
me in the face.
I asked you if it was opposite day or April Fool's Day.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
you would be like, you're fucking with me.
You have to be fucking with me.
I hate to say it, dude.
He needs to end
Honestly,
it with
I
her.
think you should break up with her.
Yeah, she's gonna be a problem.
She
Imagine-
is too far off the deep end.
Imagine you have a kid with her.
Exactly.
Dude, you are fucked.
Right. I think cut your losses
As a
and get out
guy,
now.
running, don't look back.
And she has a cat. Like, get out of there.
Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, one pussy's enough in the household. Thank you. But listen to me. Bronny, you are 110% correct. She's a problem now? Could you imagine?
I really do think you have to cut your losses.
Wait, if you told me your old girlfriend, a girlfriend you're dating, says, Dad, I want to talk to you and Mom.
She is mad at me because of how you are reacting about her friends.
Could you imagine?
Because they go by they, them, and you're saying she.
Could you imagine?
I mean,
Bronny.
It feels like we're living in the Twilight Zone or like a joke.
Would I laugh? Would I not laugh?
It's very funny.
You would end it with that girl right away. That one sentence would,
that
would be the fatal flaw for the girl. Fatal flaw, done.
Yeah, like, dude, if you're like, at the end of the day, like,
wow.
I really do think, well, like, why are you with her?
because this is mine.
What other are what?
Do you understand what the future's going to hold for him?
And you said we're on like different ends of the political spectrum,
Which is okay.
Right, but like if she feels this strongly about something and you don't, what do you guys do agree on? Like, where do you get along?
Ronnie, wait till when the real shit happens in life. He's fucked. His life's over.
So our thoughts are you should just get out while you can.
Yeah, at this point, cut your loss and move
You
on.
just have
I'm
a
not
cat.
joking.
And it's even better. You can, like, if it was a dog, that's more difficult because then it's like, who gets the dog? Give her the cat.
Right.
Get the fuck out. Go get a dog like a real person and live a normal life.
And we're not trying to be mean. We're giving you real, true, honest advice.
We're giving
You're
you the
fucked.
hard advice.
You are fucked. When another 5 years with this chick, you are fucked. You're going to be
like, dude, what if you have a kid and you're like, oh, he's a beautiful boy. And she's like, don't assume it's gender. We're going to give its gender when he's 18, when they're 18.
Could you imagine?
What are you going to do then? You already have the kid with her.
She is going to emasculate and pussification this guy.
You want your partner to like make your life better and easier, not more difficult.
To make you a better person, not change into the way she wants you to be. No, he's got a problem.
No, he doesn't have a problem. He needs to break up with her.
He 100% will not break up with you. Want to bet? The fact
He's a patriot, remember.
The fact that he didn't tell his girlfriend to go fuck herself when she brought that up. Here's what the fatherly advice should have been. My girlfriend wants me to dress. My parents dress that, and I told her to go fuck herself and get the fuck out because you're retarded and the nerve of you. And was I wrong in what I said? That's what the fatherly advice should have been.
Yeah.
If you came to me with that, even mom, who's more forgiving, would be like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Or would mom say, "You know what, John, we have to. It's his girlfriend."
No, I don't. I think mom would say to me, "Really, Bronson, you're like choosing. You're like doing. You're letting your girlfriend's friends affect how you're interacting with us." I think mom would be offended. I think mom would be a little hurt that I came to you with that.
I don't know.
That I wouldn't defend mom. And be like to my girlfriend, my mom.
Because mom will never want to upset the apple cart with any of the boys' girlfriends.
I know, but I think she'd be a little hurt internally.
I like to ask her.
I think mom would be a little hurt.
Call her on her cell. Let's read the scenario out there. I bet your mom would be a little bit different. And then you know what she says to me in private? She'd be like, I'd be like, fuck that. You can't tell Bron. This is what she would say.
My new phone's not connected yet.
Listen, she would say, can you connect my phone? Oh. You know what she would say to me, Ronnie? No, we're going to lose Bronson if we don't treat the girlfriend nice and this, that. And I'd be like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, but that's horrible.
By the way, Bronson, if I lost you over that, then we never had any fucking kind of depth to us. I'd be willing to lose you. You'd lose a lot of money too.
Over they thems.
Over fuck that.
Should I call him out?
Yeah, I'm curious. I want to, yeah. But read it in a way as if it was you.
Hello.
Hi, Nell. So
Hi.
I want to see if I'm correct in my thoughts on this. So this is Bronson talking to you about his girlfriend.
Oh, that's how we're doing it?
Yes. Do it this way. Remember?
So if I came to you, Mom.
No,
Wait, can you turn the TV off so I can hear them?
So
Hold.
this is how we should have gotten her anyway in the first stuff. So Nell.
Yeah.
This is Bronson having a girlfriend. Stop doing that, Bronny. Bronson having a girlfriend that he's serious with. He lives with her. And this is him coming to you. Go ahead, Bronny.
So we're role playing. Okay, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Mom, my girlfriend has voiced her concerns to me because she is she's bothered by how you and Dad don't respect her friends' like gender identities because they're like non-binary, and you guys address them as like she and her. And so it bothers my girlfriend, and so like I need you to
and Bronny, and I'm Bronson too, and I'm having a hard time. And can you do me the favor and treat her friends and their pronouns the way they want to be, rather than the way you want to treat them?
My girlfriend's friends, not my friends.
Right.
Got it.
And how
would you react? Your
response to Bronson is?
I would say absolutely. I will respect that because it's important to you, whether Dad and I feel that way, or Dad, I should say, feels that way or not. You're asking me as my son, and it's important to you for us to be respectful.
Oh, I'm going to throw. I just threw up in my throat.
Follow-up question. Would you feel differently about me?
Would I feel differently about what?
Me, as a person, as your son.
No. So listen, I know that I know 100% Dad wouldn't want to do that, and I would have to sit him down at the private and say,
never happening, Bronny.
You wouldn't lose a little respect for me doing that? Coming to you?
Let me finish, John. I would have to say to Dad, your son is asking you, so you have to do it. You can't disregard what he says.
Nope.
And I would not lose respect for you. I would say, okay, he's, maybe he's become a little more liberal, but he's trying to accommodate, because it could be any topic. He's trying to accommodate his girlfriend. They live together. They're serious.
Fuck the girlfriend. Her friends are going to talk to him with a pronoun?
Listen, John, how many times do we say this? We have 3 boys. We're going to have 3 daughter-in-laws.
Nope.
We have to make sure that we
Out of the will.
treat them nicely and we get along with them, because they could easily pull our boys away, and I would never let that happen.
By the way,
so wait,
by the
Mom,
way,
now let's
wait,
because
1 minute.
this is a real situation.
Wait, 1 minute. If I lost my son over that because I didn't want to dress the fucking bitches' fucking friends in their pronouns, then you know what? Then fuck my son over that. Are you kidding me?
Wait, I need to say something.
Wait. I have a question now. What if Bron said I'm converting to Hinduism because she's Hinduism?
No.
Hindu.
Okay, but I
That
would
too.
not let that. No, Bronson, you're Jewish. You're not converting.
Why
But
is that
John,
good enough?
what if Bronson's girlfriend came into our home and was disrespectful about Jews? It's the same thing. And we said, Bronson, you need to tell your girlfriend.
No,
That's
Mom.
different. That's so different.
If my girlfriend's
No,
friend
it's
came
not.
in. No, Mom, it's girlfriend. Here, wait,
Hey,
let's get the real
If
situation.
Bronson's girlfriend came in my fucking house with my fucking roof over my head and started disrespecting Jews, I say, Bronson, end it with this fucking person. It's over. It's either me
but
or
John,
her.
let me speak. If
Don't
we
you
were
agree with that?
in his house, it doesn't matter, it's our house. We're in his house and she says derogatory Jewish things. We would absolutely, aside from the fact that we might say to her then and there, why are you being disrespectful to us? But aside from that, we would go to Bronson and we would say, you understand that her behavior is offensive to us, and you need to let her know.
That's
Like,
my
she
son.
can't behave
Big
that way.
difference, my son. Big difference. I can say what I
No,
want.
it's
I raised
exactly
him.
the same.
No, it's not. Now
It's
you better
exactly
check.
the same
You better check
situation.
yourself, girl. Check yourself.
Okay, hold on. The real situation is there a guy wrote
Bronson, I
into,
love you. I support you, Brian.
a guy wrote into Fatherly Advice, and he said his girlfriend, him and his girlfriend find that they're on different sides of the political spectrum.
Which is okay.
And his girlfriend is like a lot of her friends are in the LGBT community, and they go by like they them pronouns. And he said he's fine with it. He doesn't care, but he just usually refers to them by their names because
Which is fine.
He gets confused by all the pronoun shit, and it's just easier to say their names than deal with that. However, his parents, he said his parents are like traditional Christians, and they just don't really accept that stuff. And so his girlfriend is getting mad at him and wants him to tell his parents that they need to
Address her friends by their pronouns.
Yeah.
Are you on
Now what do you
drugs?
think? Dad and I said he should break up with her.
Let me say, no.
Yes.
Wait, let me speak. You call me for my opinion. Let me speak.
I know your opinion.
I would say, knowing if it was us, knowing your father, I would say, you know what, Bronson, this is a problem, but we shouldn't spend time with her friends because it's going to be a problem. It's going to not turn out well. But she has every right to have her opinion, and then to say to her boyfriend, live-in serious boyfriend, this is making me uncomfortable, because it'd be the same thing if you were calling
Now
out.
you're creating a problem here now.
No, but Mom, don't you? Yeah, she has every right to say that, of course. But don't you think what's the advice?
I love you,
Mom,
Bronny.
here's the thing: the advice.
I raised you right, Bronny.
He's asking what the advice is. So the advice is either he listens to her and tells his parents, or he breaks up, or he stands up to her. Right?
Break it off with her.
No, it's not her; it's her friends. The advice.
It's even worse.
Yeah, if
you were
she
in
was
that
a they
situation.
them.
Wait, if the parents disrespected your girlfriend, Brian,
Different story.
That's a different story.
It's
But the
her
friends,
friends.
fuck her friends.
But it's important to her.
Oh,
So
please.
If you came to
She's
us
not a
and you
lesbo.
asked us 100%, John, 100%. I don't even waver on this. I would say absolutely. You're my son.
Okay, now we have a
You're
real problem on our
asking me-
hands right now. Now we have a
You're
real
asking me
fucking
something
problem on our hands.
important. You're asking us something that's important to you, important enough for you to come to us. Absolutely. I
don't
will do
think
my
you
best
would-
to honor.
You don't think you would think of me as like kind of like a bitch?
I say
or
grow a pair of
like
balls.
like a little bit
I
of
think
pussy
I would
whipped.
say to Dad, well, if it was literally you, I would say to Dad, wow, he changed so much. Things are so different for him. But I wouldn't be like, oh, my son's a
Yeah, you would.
Okay, so wait,
Yeah,
at
you
the-
would.
at the end of the
yeah,
day-
you would. You would too.
At the-
That's a lie. You would tell me what the fuck is up with Bronson in private.
I would say, I can't believe Bronson's changed so much. Oh my God.
No, she wouldn't.
He
She wouldn't say it
changed
like
him
that.
a lot.
At the end of the day, Dad and I gave our advice to this listener and loyal Patreon member. Shout out, thank you.
Thank you.
What is your advice in this situation? He said, "What are your thoughts? What do I do?"
I honestly think if he is in love with her and they live together and they're in a serious
Love.
relationship, I think the first step would
They have a
be for
cat.
him.
What kind of love?
Dad, let her.
Yeah, let me speak. The first step would be for him to say to her, my parents are my parents, and you need to get over it because they can do what they want. And if it's offensive, you understand how my parents are. They love you. They don't mean anything. But let's not have my parents around when your friends are here then, because I wouldn't involve the parents. But if whatever their lifestyle was, the parents were around a lot and it was turning into something, and then he needs to say something, I think he can then go to his parents and say, I think to get her to chill out first. Then
So-
I think if not, he would need to go to his parents and say, listen, it's causing a problem. I understand. I'm not asking you to change the way you feel. I understand the way you feel. But when you're around me and my girlfriend, can you be respectful of these parameters? And you don't have to change it, but if
Oh my
he's
God.
asking that her friends are referred to in different pronouns, then just call them by their name. And I know it's silly, but just call them by their name. Don't refer to them in a different way.
And you don't
if
think
it's
that this is a
uncomfortable-
this
They're not
is
married.
that this is a
They're not
primer
even
that
engaged.
could
I
evolve
don't
to something
think that
else.
this is something. I do not think if this couple is living together and they're happy and they're
He's
and
not
they're,
happy.
in a
Mark my
loving
words.
relationship, I do not think that this is something that should break them up. There's going to be way worse things in life than this.
That's
Exactly.
our point.
So they
That's
should
the
break
point.
up now.
Right, before it becomes a real
If
issue.
she's demanding
No,
that he
because of
he
this?
makes his parents
Dude,
change.
every woman wants to change their fucking man.
Not even just
fucking,
man's parents.
Every woman wants to change their fucking man to what they want. That guy who's young,
son.
listen, that guy who's young needs to
Son,
tell her
you
to get the
need to chill
fuck out of the fucking house and take
But
her
he
cat.
loves her. He loves
He
her.
doesn't know what
You
love is.
asked
He
me
thinks he
for-
loves
But also, you can love someone and know that they're not going
That's
to
the right
work
person
with your life.
There you go, Nell.
Correct. But you asked me first if it was Bronson and this was a serious girlfriend. When it comes to our boys, unless the girl is disrespectful to us or treats my son poorly or whatever, something serious, I would go out of my way to try and be understanding and accommodating because I don't ever want my sons to go away from us because of our behavior.
Okay, now,
So when it comes
No, that's
when it comes to
very
our
nice
son,
of her.
now let me tell you the reality of where we're at. Okay, the fact is, Bronson, if you guys let a fucking girl be a wedge between what we as parents have done for you and our relationship with you and something like that, then I fucking failed as a parent because I'm not fucking changing my ways. Let me finish
John,
it. I'm not
he
changing.
has every right to come to you and ask.
He has
you.
every right to come to me,
Every right.
and he has. Of course, my kid. Listen, my
But
kids.
if a guy is just not even questioning his girlfriend, and the girlfriend says, "You need to change how your parents act around my friends," and the guy just walks up to his parents, "Guys, you need to change around my girlfriend's
Okay,
friends."
well,
The
you're
dude's a bitch.
By the way, the guy asked us. He knows it's wrong.
The dude's a
slowly
bitch.
Filling out the story. You're changing the story along our discussion. If he doesn't ever say anything to her and she just says, "You need to tell your parents," no, you can't do that.
Right, so we're all in
But if
agreement.
this is-
The advice is he should
End it
stand
with
up to
her.
his girlfriend. No, the first thing is he should stand up to his girlfriend and say, "I'm not going to do that."
Do you know what kind of bitch she is? For her to say that she's gonna go to parents, she's gonna be a problem. Mark my words, I'm a fucking dude. If she's a bitch like this already not engaged, you are fucked when you have kids with this woman. I'm telling you right now.
But wait, how do you know she's a bitch? She's not just saying.
The guy's okay. Let me explain something. The guy's writing to us. He's a young guy. He's writing to us. Okay, that about his girlfriend wanting him to do this. Trust me, she's a fucking bitch.
You want to say?
Hold on, can I say something?
No.
Yeah, you better be on my side, Bryce.
Oh, no, I think you guys are 100% wrong.
Ooh.
100% wrong.
Yeah, but you're a pussy.
Yeah, you are. You're a simp anyway.
No, listen. First of all, you have no idea what his parents are like. Right?
Yeah, we
So
do.
they
Look,
could be-
I'll read it both to you guys. All right,
No,
how about this?
hold
I'll
on,
read
hold
it to
on.
you.
I heard when you guys discussed it, but maybe he said to that. Maybe she said, "Oh, yeah, like my friends believe they're a girl, they're really a guy, but like it would be nice if you guys referred to them like that." And they were like, "Well, my mind, they're fucking girls, so I'm calling them a girl." Like,
No,
they
okay,
might be
okay.
rude.
We're not. That's not what he's saying. The guy
Wait,
literally.
we also misread it, by the way.
By
We
the way,
misread
What
it.
I'm saying is, there's nothing wrong. They might have talked 3 times where she's like, your parents keep doing that. That's hard for me. She's not like, fucking change it. Tell your parents to change right now.
But we did here. I'm going to reread
There's
it.
nothing wrong with going to your parents and being like, "Listen, my girlfriend wants me to talk to you. You guys can believe what you want, and she can believe what you want. But I'm in this weird position between both of you guys. If you don't change, no problem. And if the girlfriend keeps pushing him like, they need to change, then you break up. But I don't think this is a breakup-worthy thing immediately.
I agree with Bryce.
I love her. We live together.
God, we
but my parents disagree with her and she disagrees with my parents, breaking up.
So here's the thing. We misread
I'm
it.
going to
change
my way. Bryce, I want to be very clear about something. I am going to change my way for your girlfriend or your girlfriend's friends. I hate to break it to you. Not happening.
It's family friends. We misread it.
What do you mean family friends?
Something called being easygoing and not a bad person.
Easygoing, not a bad person? Let me explain something. To you.
Hold on.
You have to take the good and the fucking bad. You can't only take the great vacations and everything else and what the only positive. You have to take the good and the bad. And the reality is, give me a fucking break.
Hold on. For everyone listening. Everyone listening. I'm going to read Bryce. I'm going to read the situation.
I want to listen, but I'm just going off of Dad's point really quick. Dad, what if, we would never date a trans person, but okay, what if you met a trans person? They were like, I actually like I'm a guy. Can you call me he? You wouldn't be like, no, you're a girl, you're she. I know you might say that now. As a person, you'd be like, yeah, okay, sorry about that.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's not what I'm saying. That's not. I agree with that.
The issue is
not what I'm saying.
The issue is the girlfriend asking him to call out.
I'm not going to say to a guy that says, "Can you please call me by a girl?" And I'll be like, "Well, what's your name? I'd rather call you. I feel uncomfortable." I'm not going to be a dick to the person. That's not what we're saying. That's not the issue. Of course, I'm not an asshole, but I'm not changing who I am for your fucking girlfriends or your girlfriend's friends. I'm not. And if you think I am, you have a problem.
It's the exact same thing. It's just being accommodating, Mom said.
No. Wait, guys,
Mom's saying something different.
We're going off of what the issue is.
Fuck.
No, but the actual issue, the issue that we're saying is how does he deal with the girlfriend? Because the girlfriend is saying that the girlfriend's asking him to talk to his parents.
Oh my God.
The issue isn't what the parents should do. It's what he should do. Obviously, what Dad does is a different story. He said, I'm going to reread it because we misread.
I didn't misread.
I'm not reading the whole. Yeah. Okay. I misread.
Good.
The point he says, my parents have a strong Christian belief and won't call a family friend's daughter by her pronouns, they, them. And my girlfriend said that I need to correct my parents about that.
Yeah, fuck you.
Obviously, I have a Christian upbringing and I don't think it's my place to call out my parents because that is their own belief. My girlfriend says that I'm not supportive of LGBTQ people because of not correcting them. That's what she said. And then he said, I don't care what someone goes by, but don't make me look like a bad person if I say your pronouns incorrectly. I think my girlfriend feels that it's a written rule of law that I need to call someone by their pronouns.
She's a problem. She's a problem.
And then he said, what are you guys' thoughts? So
she's a problem.
That's the issue. The issue is that she says he needs to correct his parents and that he's being a bad person if he doesn't. He's saying, it's my parents' belief. Even if they're wrong, it's my parents' belief. I'm their son. I can't call them out for their beliefs. That's the issue.
Yeah, I agree with you in terms of that portion. I think that he should probably be like, well, my parents are this way. If it comes up and we're in the middle of a conversation and they say they, them, or he, her, whatever it is, and then he can be like, oh, actually they're they. And if they're like, no, I don't believe that, okay, you can drop it. That's the amount of effort.
I don't believe in pronouns, period. I'm being honest with you. Let the record reflect. I'm not calling people by their pronouns.
I think he just has to say, I hear you, but you it's my parents.
Suck it up.
Or even, my parents are bigoted, but that's who they are. They're not.
Suck it up. They're my parents.
He's just going to be like, that's who they are. Yeah, it's super annoying. You just got to ignore it or let it slide because you know.
I'm going to let some fucking 25-year-old tell me how to fucking be? Not in a million years.
He has to make sure to push the distinction between his parents and him. Like, he can say, those are my parents, but you can't judge me for that. That's not me as a person.
But that is. She thinks that he's a bad person
but she's
for
an
not
asshole.
Calling out LGBT.
She's an asshole.
So I think he should break up.
Wait, Bryce, 1 minute. Bryce, if he said to her, hey, I think you're a bad person for you agreeing to call them by their pronouns, she'd be like, are you? And by the way, if he said it to her, everyone would be like, he's an asshole. Let's do it in reverse. Because if he said, I am not, I think you're born a man and you're born a woman. Now, I'm not saying I agree with this, but you're born a man and born a woman. This is how I believe. And it's offensive for me to have to call somebody that have not had it born. You know what? Everyone would be like, that guy's a dick. But she could say the opposite and was like,
she's not even saying,
I'm going to kowtow.
He's fine with it. He's fine.
I know he is. That's my point.
She's getting mad at him for not correcting other people. He's fine with it himself. He doesn't give a shit. That's the part. That's crazy.
She's incorrect, and that's not fair of her. And he should say, you're not being fair.
Not say he should end it.
Well, you don't know. They live together.
So
right?
what?
What if he talks to her and then she starts to change?
Because bitches don't change like that. They get worse as they get older, and she's gonna change. Listen.
And you know what's more important right now? It's 6:05, and we have to leave in 15 minutes.
Listen. She's going to change him to make him wear his fucking taint is an eighth of an inch.
Oh,
and I want to say something to my boys. Bronny, I'm so proud of you, Bronny.
No, listen. It's not even that I'm backing you up. I'm just...
No, it's not. I'm not saying you're backing me up. I'm proud because you have your strength, your conviction,
15 minutes.
And your family values. I get it. So that's what I'm saying. Not about supporting me. Because when I'm not talking about my ideas. I'm talking about that you are supporting your family and saying, seriously? So to me, that's important. Bryce, we got to work on that. I'm going to send you away to a camp.
Okay.
And now I love you. I love you, but I'm disappointed. I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
No, it's a big problem. And we're going to have to talk about that tonight. We're going to have to talk about that tonight. Big problem. Don't just pacify me and say yes.
Okay, well, bye.
Bye, I love you. Wow, Bronny, I am proud of you.
Well, the thing is,
not about the idea. That's not what I'm saying, the concept.
I've been on the other side of it. So I've gone through, not in a situation similar to this really, but like where a girlfriend is... Like my ex, there were times where you would like even if you said, like there were times where you said the word retarded and my ex would like, that bothered her. Mm-hmm. And she would say that to me. And so that I went through that where I was like, what do I do? But I remember in the moment feeling like, are you fucking kidding me? Like seriously, you're going to make that my problem about what another person does? Like who the fuck cares what it's another person? Why are you going to get me involved? And now being on the other side, being out of a relationship like that, I would never even put up with, if it's your issue with another person, it's your fucking issue with that person. Why are you getting me involved with that shit? And if it's my family, just either shut up and deal with it or bye.
So let's talk about your old.
Literally shut up and deal with it or bye.
Because I knew, let's say I had a strong personality for her. I have nothing against her. I had a strong personality. But I went out of my way to try to come in and be nice. Yeah. So on one hand, you got to take the good and the bad.
Of course.
My point is, I want to make anyone my boys date feel comfortable. But that means treat them great. But it doesn't mean all the time I'm allowed to be who I am. I don't have to change I'm a grown man.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm self-sufficient. I made it my own. I don't need to change my ways. No offense for your girlfriends.
You definitely shouldn't. And the thing how I was back then versus now, like back then I never would say anything to you about it. But you could. But I never said anything to her either. I just like stayed quiet about it. Or if she would complain about something, I'd be like, yeah, I hear you, whatever. Not complain, but like voice something. Now, at the point I am in my life now, after having gone through that, I wouldn't just stay quiet about it. If someone I was dating was like complaining about how you and mom acted, not towards her, just towards the world.
Right.
Because towards her, different story.
Different story.
Totally different. Of
Totally
course.
different story.
Right. That's why I wanted to give that
should
caveat.
treat her with the utmost level of respect and welcome her into my household.
That's why I said, but if
don't we always with all your girlfriends?
My girlfriend is complaining about how my parents, do you think about the world, not about her?
I think she's out of line.
At this point, I would say, if she was complaining to it about me, I literally would say, you got to shut up. I don't give a fuck. Like I don't care what you think about how my parents think about Trump. Like
because you don't care about her, what her parents think.
Right. I would be like, they're my parents. I don't care. And if she was like, you need to correct them, I would literally now at this point, I would say,
fuck you.
You're completely wrong. And if you really if you want that's a make or break. If you want me to correct my parents about how they act around someone else, I'm not going to do that. So you either accept that or you leave.
Listen, mom doesn't care about what my parents think. I don't care about not a negative. And I don't care what Nell's parents' political views or whatever.
People.
And they're allowed as long as I'm in line with my wife.
And as a guy, I don't want my wife to make me do things with to force me to
be uncomfortable around your parents.
To change things around my parents. If she's demanding that I change my parents to better fit her, then she's got to go. I want my wife to just accept I have my things with my parents. She might have her things with her parents, and that's our own individual relationships.
Right.
If she's inserting herself,
I'm so proud of you.
But because I've been through it,
I'm so proud of you.
But in my past relationship, I still felt that way, but I wouldn't wasn't vocal about it.
I
I
get
just
it.
would be like,
you accept it, right?
But now it's just that's too important.
So haven't we? So I knew moms. I knew 100% knew.
If this problem came 2 years into marriage, different story, because now you've committed to the person. But if you're just dating, it's like, what the fuck?
But wait, have
You're
we
just dating.
on all our boys? Have we not treated every one of the girls with like welcome to our household? But I should, and we treat them great, right? No matter every given time. But I need to change who I am.
It's a red flag, is what it is. It's a sign.
It's an issue.
It's a sign that this woman thinks that her beliefs are
The right
more
way.
important than your relationship with your parents.
I love you.
That's the issue. At
That's
the
the
end of
issue.
the day. A girlfriend should
Foster
value whatever relationship her boyfriend has with his parents, and should try to foster. Maybe if they're falling out, or if he's not getting along with his parents, it's the role of a partner to be like, I think you should get close to your
Make
parents.
you better.
Let's go to your parents' house for dinner because I think like they're your family. But if she's saying based on a belief, not even something they're doing, right? They're not, and it's with someone else. So it's a value.
Unbelievable.
It's an idea.
right with someone else,
And
Bronny.
she's trying to force you to change your relationship with your parents based on an idea. That's a huge red flag, and it's the first of many that will come in your life, and that's why I truly think you need to break up with her. Not even just stand up to her, break up with her.
One last thing, and I agree 100%, and I'm so proud of you. If she was, I'll give you an
this
example.
was an issue.
I have a question for you. Not a statement, more the statement than a question. If we're all sitting at a table and you're there with your girlfriend starts saying, I am a Biden supporter. I'm not going to make her feel less than that. I would say, I disagree. You're allowed your opinion, whatever it is. But I would still treat her with a level of respect. Now, if I said, if she went back to you and said, I can't be parents of Trump supporter, that's a problem. However,
even if she just said, oh my God, your parents are Trump supporters, like, how do they even think that?
That's a different story.
That's fine.
I'm okay with that.
Everyone should be
I'm okay with
right.
that. But if I said to her, you're a fucking idiot, then you have a right to come to me and say, don't ever treat my girlfriend like that.
Of course.
Yes, of course.
Of course, because that's
my
being
point.
disrespectful to her.
That's my point.
But
different
if
views or opinions.
Let's say we're at the dinner table and you yelled at someone else at the dinner table.
Not even yell, just
then,
disagree.
And then later on that night, my girlfriend was like, you need to tell your dad that he can't yell at
apologize.
people. I'd be like, are you fucking kidding me?
Right.
You want me to parent my dad about how he acts to other people?
Right.
You're a lunatic.
Right.
That's how I literally would react.
But I want you to know, I want you to know this because Mom and I have slightly different views on this. You boys can come to me for anything at any given time, good or bad. No matter what, you know that. I swear that.
Yes, I know that.
Anything. I will always treat every one of your girlfriends and your spouses as if they are daughters to me. Even if I disagree, I will always treat them with respect. But I will not change who I am. There's a big difference. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Why should you?
Right.
Why should someone coming into our family force you to change who you are? It's our family. They should either integrate or change themselves,
right.
Honestly. It's our family.
But understand, but I'm not... I will never. I always want you boys to be around. I always want you to feel comfortable. I want your wives, your girlfriends to always want to be around us. I will treat them like gold, and I will always give them a level of respect. But I'm not going to change who I am. There's a difference.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't want you to change who you are. And you can come to me and say, Dad, I didn't like that. And I will either apologize or not. But I'm still not going to change who I am. I'm not saying I'm perfect, and I will do things that you might not like and your wife might not like. And if that's the case, I will apologize, and I'm wrong. But I'm not going to change who I am. There's a big difference.
Right. You can like grow and evolve, but to change is different. Just
And I
because
won't be
someone wants you
told
to.
by someone in their 20s to tell me that they're right and I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Not happening.
Yeah.
All right. This was very good. Bronny, so proud of you. You don't fucking understand. I'm so proud of you. All right. I love you. There's a little dot up there. I don't know if that's
it's a bug.
Okay.
Yeah.
Proud of you.
100 episodes.
Bryce, I got to fucking work on you. I learned a lot. Nell, check yourself. Know your role, woman. Love you guys. Till the next 100th episode. Stay tuned. Great stuff. Bronny, how did they get on Patreon again one last time?
Patreon.com/daddyissuespod. That's where the real good content is.
That's the real good stuff. So if you're loyal listening, you've been listening, join this thing. We appreciate it. Love you. Bye, Bronny.
Love you. Bye.
You're joking, right?
Well, I'm trying to be hopeful. I'm trying to be optimistic about that.
Well, I guess you're too young to be a little pessimistic like me. The fucking things I see out there, people are stupid.